Hi, I'm Andy Webb from BeCleverWithYourCash.com. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and to part 10 of my £1,000 money makeover. Now, hopefully by now you already have zoomed past that £1,000 of savings in your bills over a year or so. However, there's still plenty of ways to help you bring down those monthly expenses, monthly spending. I've done all the bills so far. I've done some of the key spending you've got. In that first episode in particular, I talked about look at kind of the bank statements to find that kind of stuff that you're kind of regularly spending money on, your subscriptions and things like that as well. But this time I want to focus on kind of everything else. The other kind of bits of spending that we do, because although they might be kind of more irregular, they're not kind of the common things, they are going to cost us money, and there are ways to bring down those costs. It's what I do, that's what Be Clever With Your Cash is all about. It's that kind of smart spending so you don't waste your money, you get the best value for your cash that you possibly can. So that's what this episode is going to focus on. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. You can check out the other videos in the playlist as well, and everything I'm going to talk about as well, you will find some links below this video. So here we go, part 10 of my 1K money makeover, some smart spending. Now, the easiest way to spend less money on your shopping is to buy less stuff, okay? It's a pretty obvious one, isn't it? But there will be some things which we buy out of impulse, we buy just because out of habit, whatever it might be. You don't always need to do this. I've got a separate video you can watch about how to stop spending money, looking at some of those things, so do check that video out. It's basically stopping us buying the things that we don't need, the stuff that's going to sit there on a shelf in a cupboard completely unused, all right? So that is an important thing to think about. But a lot of the time we do spend money outside the things I've covered in other videos in this series, the kind of your essential spending like your bills, your food and your travel. We still need to spend money. We still need to buy clothes. We still want to go to a gig. We still need to buy a new washing machine when it breaks, don't we? We have to spend some cash. So the key here is to get the best possible price. And that's the lowest possible price, obviously, is what we want to go for here most of the time. Sometimes I think it's worth spending a little bit more money to get something which is going to last longer. So, for example, buying a new TV, I wouldn't get one of those really, really cheap ones you see in Asda on Black Friday, because they're not going to be giving you the quality you need. They're not going to last as long. But I would make sure what I do buy, I'm getting for the lowest possible price that fits the spec that I need. Okay, that's really important. So how do you do that? Well, there are a few ways to do that. One of them is to make sure that you aren't getting more than you need. So I talked about there just not getting something that doesn't fulfill the job, but you don't want something that's all singing or dancing if you're not going to use all the features. Washing machines, a perfect example. I don't know about you, we pretty much just put it on the cotton wash and change the temperatures, but there are still lots of features we don't use. But I have seen washing machines with so many different features, I wouldn't even know what they are. You can get cheaper models which aren't as high spec but do exactly what you need them to do, okay? So bear that in mind. Just because something costs a lot of money doesn't mean it's the best thing, doesn't mean it's the right thing for you. Similarly, as we talked about with food, you don't need to always go for the big brands. You get something that works perfectly well but isn't as kind of as cool necessarily, but it does what you need it to do and it has a good long life ahead of it. I would always spend a bit of time doing some research on these purchases, those expensive purchases at least. Places like Which Magazine or Tech Radar, all these kind of online reviews, you can find them very, very easily. And just make sure what you're buying is going to do what you need it to do. Don't spend too much time on that, looking for reviews, or in fact looking for savings, which I'll get into in a second. I would base it really on the kind of this how much you're spending. So if you're buying a kettle that costs 20 quid, then you don't want to spend an hour looking at different kettle reviews and looking for discount codes, do you? Because the most you're going to save is maybe 5 quid, right? But if you're buying something a lot more expensive, maybe it's going to like that new washing machine we spoke about, which could be costing you 200, 300, 400 pounds, if not more, then it's well worth spending your time making sure that it's a good machine and you are getting that lowest price. Now, the simple way to find the lowest price once you know what you want to buy is to use a price comparison site, and within them often they have a price history feature. Again, I've got a video that you can watch on how to use those, how to make sure you're getting the best possible price every time you shop with those features. But they're key, I think. Obviously, price comparison, really obvious there. If you found it at one shop but it's cheaper at another one, you go and buy it from the other shop, or you use that to price match it at a different retailer. Okay, fantastic, really, really simple. Price history is great because sometimes products go up and down quite frequently, and you can get a sense there when something is at a good price and when it's not at a good price. So if you might mean you wait a little while, but if it goes down in price, that's when you want to snap it up. And you can set up alerts for these things as well. So again, that's all in that video that you might want to watch on that. After that, once you've found something at the lowest price, you want to see if you can bring it down a little bit more after that. Now, I mentioned voucher codes. That is just one of the ways you can do that. But my key one that I always use every time I shop online is I always use Cashback. Now, there are two ways to earn cashback on your purchases. The first one is a cashback site. The main ones here are Quidco and Top Cashback, but every time you shop through them, you will get a proportion of the sale back at most high street and online retailers that you use. Not all of them, but say Top Cashback and Quidco, they are well established, they can be trusted, and you will get some money back. It might only be 10p on one purchase, but it could possibly be in the sort of like upwards of 100 quid, if not more than that, on other purchases. And it all adds up over the year. I've got more information in another video about how the cashback sites work, so do watch that and look in the links below, because you'll be able to find out a little link to take you through to the latest new member bonuses, because you could be saving yourself 15, 20 quid potentially the first time you sign up for one of those sites and shop, on top of the other cashback that you'll earn. So I would always use a cashback site. I'll also always use a cashback credit card. I'm going to talk about more of these in a future video in this series, so I'll leave that one for then. But again, if you use both of those, you're earning money on your purchase. Okay, so you've got the best price you can and you are earning some money back on top of that. Fantastic. Helps money get back into your wallet. Similar to that are those voucher codes, and these can be fantastic. It's well worth having a look for those where you can. Voucher codes can sometimes also be stacked with cashback sites. Not always, so you have to check the terms and conditions on the cashback site, but you might be able to stack those together, get double the discount. Now, it can be a bit of a pain finding these voucher codes that work. I'll always have a little bit of a Google, check a couple of sites, but I won't spend too long on them. As I said before, if it's a cheap item that I'm buying, it's a waste of my time to try and find something that might only save me a quid or two. But if I can find something pretty quickly, fantastic. There are some browser extensions you can get, which you can put into, say, Chrome on your browser, which might search them all for you and find one and automatically apply it. Again, you might want to do that if you don't want to spend the time on it, but I'm not convinced you always get the best discount there. You might be able to find other savings, so I tend to avoid them personally, but they might be the right thing for you. Another thing to think about here is keeping in touch with your favorite retailers. So whether it's a shop, whether it's a restaurant, whatever it might be, the places that you know you shop at quite regularly, follow them on social media, sign up to their mailing list, because that's when you'll hear about any sales that are going on. That's why you might be able to get some exclusive discount codes that come along. Again, that is for places you know you're going to spend money. They are well worth checking out. You can often also, for those brands that you know you shop at quite regularly, you might buy them from a normal high street shop, but is it worth, have you had a look at buying them directly from the manufacturer? Because they might have their own discounts, and often you might get a first time user. If you sign up to the mailing list, they send you a code, 10, 15, 20% off your first purchase. Again, that's an extra saving you wouldn't have got. Now, when I was filming Shop Smart Save Money, one of the couples that I filmed with, the woman, she was like lots of people, she had a lot of cosmetics, and she liked to get these like Estee Lauder face powder or MAC or whoever it might be, She bought stuff, it cost her a lot of money, she would buy it in Boots. And she'd get through 2, 3, 4 of these easily within a year, if not more for some of those products. Now, buying them at Boots is easy, it's convenient, she could do it. She earns her points, again, which is great. However, because she knew she would use these things, she had the products she wanted, if she went and bought 1 or even 2 of those from the manufacturers with these discount codes, or sometimes some specialist sort of beauty websites, 15, 20% off, those savings really, really, really add up. Okay, so it's well worth thinking about that. The stuff that you buy all the time, make sure you know where it's sold and make sure you take advantage of any of those early discounts. And I think all those things combined can easily be worth, those sort of regular purchases, you save yourself 100 quid rather than just sort of buying them from your Boots or wherever it might be. Okay, so it's well worth thinking about it like that. Now, there's another one where you can save some extra money on lots of different discounts, that kind of deal stacking thing, is to use a discounted gift card. Now, you've got to be careful with gift cards, because if you don't use them, the value can sort of disappear after, say, a year, 2 years. And if the company goes bust and you haven't used it, you lost all that money. So I would only use these discounted gift cards. I would only get them and then spend them. I wouldn't have them sitting around for too long, okay? Because you don't know what's going to happen with different retailers, and you might forget you've got it and lose that value. So then it's a complete waste of money. However, there are all sorts of places you can get discounts. It could be that you're buying them from, I say, Top Cashback has some discounted gift cards. You might only be getting 2, 3, 4, 5% or something, but that's still a nice little bit of money off your money. Again, you can get payouts from cashback sites with a little bit of a discount as well. Or you might be part of a work perk scheme, or maybe you've got it through your health insurance or your ISA, whatever it might be, where they give you access to these extra discounts. So I've got through an ISA I took out a few years ago, I can get 6% off at John Lewis, 5% off gift cards from M&S. I can get discounted Odeon annual passes through those places, okay? Well worth looking at what you've already got access to, and you get those discounted cards and use them to save yourself some money, but stack them, because gift cards are treated as cash. Often you can use them to pay for something alongside voucher codes, alongside cashback. Again, stack these deals together. And although we might be talking about smaller amounts of all of these things, if you do it all the time, that's what I do, it's second nature for me now, you can save yourself a decent amount of cash over the year. Now, the last place I would say to keep an eye out for deals is over on becleverwithyourcash.com. And every Thursday over on my Instagram and Facebook channels, I do release a kind of deals of the week video with the best, hottest deals that I've spotted around right then. Often they're quite short-lived, okay? So if you want to follow me over on Instagram or on Facebook, the links are below the video in all the notes. Well worth doing that because then you'll find out about the latest deals, the best deals that I spot that I think are worth checking out. I only covered a fraction of the things here. There are so many different ways you can spend money, and I think pretty much everything that you buy, you can save money on it somehow, okay? So this is all extra money going towards your total. So that's it for episode 10 of my 1K money makeover. There were just 2 more to go. So I will see you then. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so you don't miss out. Till next time, cheers.